Well, we've got details of these and many more coming up in the next 20 minutes. You can also get interactive with us. Just go to our Facebook, it's TV3News.com. And now let's begin from here. Today is the last day of the Electoral Commission's Voters Register exhibition, which was open for electors to check their details and make corrections if need be. The exercise, which has been running for the last 2 weeks, has recorded low turnout despite claims of adequate publicity by the Electoral Commission. Most centers I visited had captured less than 20% of total eligible voters in their register as of yesterday. We were out on day one of the EC Voters Register exhibition exercise and recorded low turnout, maybe because it was the first day. But even that, the Electoral Commission insists it did enough publicity. We're here on day 4, which is the day before the final day, to know if the numbers have increased or are still the same old story. The low turnout is still being recorded at most centers. Exhibition officers who anticipated higher numbers during the weekend to capture the working class were disappointed. Here at Apostolic Church of Ghana at Osu, 141 out of 708 eligible voters have verified their details.
It's really not helping. Day 1 to day 4, it's really not helping. It's really not impressive. And then the outcome is really poor.
Jima had captured 86 out of 1,657 voters in its register.
A lot of people will come. What are you doing here? We'll be saying, oh, we are doing exhibition. That's what people, most of the people, they don't know that exhibition is even going on.
Although some eligible voters said they were aware of the exercise, others explained their work came in the way.
I didn't know that they were doing anything. I was just on my way before I saw them. Tomorrow is final day. Even they can't even find my name, so I have to come tomorrow again.
This is here, me bisa one day.
I've not been captured yet, even though I am aware of the exercise. I'll do that soon. I was not free by then. That is why I'm doing it now.
Here at Information Center at Kanda, 31 had been captured out of a total number of 1,734. The lukewarm attitude I'm taking is the fact that persons that are captured in the old one verified their details in 2019 prior to the 2020 election. It's a reason they are not stressing themselves to come and then be a part of this very current exhibition. But mind you, there are people or humans who are compiling the register. Anything might happen, so you still have to come and verify your details. Presley Hall 2, JHS 1 and 2 had captured 91 out of a total 771 eligible voters. At Osu Cinema Hall, as at midday, 149 had been captured out of a total number of 1,797. Looking at the number of prospective voters that have been captured in the exhibition exercise, a question I want an answer to is whether there will be a possible extension to accommodate the numbers. George Quinning, TV3 News, Accra. Well, this very exercise has been lasting for the past 5 days. It actually started on the 3rd of November and is ending today. Well, more news this morning. NDC flag bearer John Dramani Mahama has announced a Building Ghana tour to inspire victory for the NDC in 2024. John Mahama's campaign will focus on active citizens' participation, empowering Ghanaians to become change agents and advocates for progress.
The die is set for a direct contest between the NDC's John Dramani Mahama and the MPP's Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia.
Many of our opponents are confused and they are seeing looming defeat. The new tactics is what? If you miss the ball, don't miss the man.
Even before his election, Dr. Bawumia had shown readiness to face the NDC in the 2024 election. John Mahama's tour is expected to strengthen the NDC's campaign and promote a unified vision for a prosperous Ghana based on inclusivity, economic growth, and social justice. He plans to engage in town hall meetings, community outreach programs, and engage in extensive conversations with various stakeholders in the coming days.
Still on elections, there will be a contest between two northern brothers come December 7, 2024. Will it be the return of John Dramani Mahama of the NDC, or will it be Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia who will make history with the MPP? But in all this, how will this affect the development of the North? Christopher Mwako has been engaging residents.
The two are from families that are politically active, dating back to the 1950s. Their fathers, Emmanuel Adama Mahama and Alhaji Mumuni Baumia, were all parliamentarians and ministers of state under the First Republic, led by Osajifo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah. The narrative has not been different with their children. The rivalry between their children, John Dramani Mahama, flag bearer of the National Democratic Congress, NDC, and Dr. Mahmudu Baumia of the New Patriotic Party, NPP, cuts across all aspects, from the Ganasco and Tamasco feud to an NDC and NPP battle.
For the first time in the history of this country, two Northerners, that is former President John Dramani Mahama and Vice President Dr. Mahmudu Baumia, will be battling it out on December 7, 2024 to annex the #1 position of the country. Whereas former President John Dramani Mahama is seeking to return to lead the country as the #1 gentleman, Vice President Dr. Mahmudu Baumia will be seeking to move a step further to becoming the #1 gentleman. But what does this mean to the development of the North?
They actually want to leave a footprint in where they hail from. Then definitely they will have deliberate development policies for Northern Ghana. What actually do they have for Northern Ghana in their manifestos? It should be very clear what they intend to do for Northern Ghana. It should be very clear in their manifestos.
To visit the other regions where they produce the presidents. I mean, you go to, let's say, a central region or let's say eastern region, you can see that they have a very marvelous development from their candidate who ever been a president before. They are now appealing to two of them. Any of them who have this opportunity should not fail us, because we are lagging behind the whole country, northern region, in terms of poverty, in terms of development, we are lagging behind.
Just as we all say in our local dialect, they always say that in Dagbani, Sarai Talayanga, Kana Sambane, right? It's like you have to fill your own pot before you go out. If that will play, I still feel that it should still be an issue-based, right? As a development worker, I wouldn't side, and I wouldn't also say that concentration should come to the north. But as individuals, we all need to look at that issue.
For political researcher Khalid Abu Ishmael, the 2024 general elections will be an evaluation of the contribution of the two flag bearers to the development of the North.
It's clear that people will be demanding that we want to compare these two political giants and to see who they will put their trust on in order that 2024 they can be able to benefit from the politics or from the fourth Republican dispensation. Now, if you come to look at the poverty, and then what we call lack of jobs for the young people in this part of the country, is so dear to the heart of the electors.
In 13 months from now, voters will have the opportunity to decide which of the flag bearers becomes president. Even though the minority parties have not decided on their flag bearers for the upcoming elections yet, and judging from the trend of voting and the dominance of the NPP and NDC, one would not be wrong to say, whichever way it goes, a Northerner will definitely be the president. Christopher Mwako, TV3 News, Tamale.
Well, away from politics, now let's talk health. Anxious dialysis patients are still awaiting the opening of the renal unit of the Kolebu Teaching Hospital to outpatient services after several appeals and engagement. The unit has been closed to outpatients for 5 months due to a myriad of challenges, including financial and procurement. My colleague Godwin Asidiba was at the facility and reports.
This is the Kolebu Teaching Hospital's renal unit. There's good news here. The renal unit is ready to help outpatients starting today, November 6. They decided this in a meeting on November 3, and soon the MIND officially announced it, waiting for approval from higher ups. The hospital's public relations officer, Mustafa Salefu, shared the scoop with me earlier, talking about the hopeful feeling around the opening. Today, fewer patients are getting dialysis, showing a change. At the moment, the entrance point to the renal unit has been locked. This is a big deal after months of being closed since May 2022-2023. People who needed dialysis had to go elsewhere, usually to private health facility. The kind of opened a bit on September 27, but made dialysis more expensive after people complained they lowered the cost back down, but the unit stayed closed. The Health Minister, Kwekwajiman Menu, said they had to open it up again. Keep an eye out for more updates when the Health Minister talks in Parliament later this week. Godwin Asideba, TV3, Kolebu Teaching Hospital, Accra.
Meanwhile, the convener of the Kidney Patient Association, Kojo Bafo Ahinkra, says his members have only received calls from the dialysis center, assuring them that the center will be opened soon. He says they are hopeful that the reasons for closure, including the 4 million cedi debt, will be cleared to prevent another closure. Take a listen.
I had a call from the unit concerning the reopening of the unit. So they told me I need to do the labs again, my labs, and bring it. Then they'll give me a schedule. So they say they are looking at between Wednesday and Thursday officially. That is when the unit will start, because they need to do a new reschedule, because it's been a long time now. So they are now going to reschedule the time and then the days for us again with your labs to show your current condition. As of the time they called, it was me alone. But now about 5 or 6 people have also confirmed to me that they have been called, pertaining the same thing that I'm talking about this right now, that they are to do their labs and bring, and they will be rescheduled and be given a time and day that they will be coming.
Well, if you just tuned in, you're watching the first news bulletin of the day on TV3. Just get interactive with us. Let's know what you make of stories that have been aired so far. Go into our social media platforms, especially Facebook. We are live. It's 3news.com. Thanks. And residents of Accra West will continue to experience acute water shortage due to technical challenges being experienced at the water treatment plant. The Ghana Water Company has pledged to resolve current challenges by November 8, but not all customers are impressed. Here's a report by my colleague, Emmanuel Samani.
According to the Ghana Water Company, the situation is due to faulty equipment, increased water demand, routine maintenance, and unforeseen circumstances. The challenges posed by a low water pressure and erratic supply have significantly impacted residents in elevated areas like Bawi, McCarthy Hill, Anya, La Paz, and Dakuman. Residents at Shukura have been facing significant inconveniences, some even resorting to purchasing water.
When the water is not flowing in this area, normally you know to buy water from the borehole people, from the gallons and everything, which is affecting our community, especially here in Shukura, Pedikaputa, Dabukma Central. We have a lot of challenges when it comes to water problem here.
Like 2 weeks now, unless we go our neighbor, those who are borehole to fetch water, or unless we go and buy it. They didn't tell us nothing, so they are there.
However, the Ghana Water Company has stated that the situation will be resolved by Wednesday, November 8.
We are really praying that things go very, very well. For the past 5 to 6 days, we've not had any rest or any sleep at all. We have been on site working to ensure that the situation is into normalcy.
The company recommends to download the Ghana Water Company Limited customer app to stay informed about work progress and receive prompt updates. Emmanuel Samani, TV3 News, Accra.
The Electricity Company of Ghana is preparing to roll out a more advanced technological approach to handle postpaid customers, and the power distributor has embarked on a month-long operation to address system irregularities and ensure customers are billed based on their electricity consumption level. Judith Brown reports.
Don't expect a meter reader at your doorstep every month. That's a new message from the Electricity Company of Ghana to persons who use postpaid meters. And this is after complaints of exorbitant fees being charged on persons who use these meters over the last few months.
Now the bill, when you go, you even see it in 3 food. Today, check it around 4. By the time you get there to make payment, you see that the bill is not as what you anticipated to make payment. We had the bill of 8,000 plus only for us to go there, and it was in 12,000 thereabout. It means within 3 days, we've got another extra 4,000 to it.
Some other traders who refused to speak on record raised concerns about delays in receiving their bills, which according to them is causing an accumulation of costs. The Electricity Company of Ghana is now embarking on an operation dubbed Fix the Bill, Pay the Bill, which aims at rectifying such irregularities to ensure postpaid customers pay amounts due them.
It's become necessary because we are having continuous complaints from our customers about their dissatisfaction with the bills that we've been giving them. And they are right. We have issues with some of our data, and so we are setting all our staff out as meter readers for the next month so that we can clean up the data and then bill our customers correctly.
The operation, which is set to end on December 6, began with a routine check at the Makola market as a means of capturing and updating relevant customer data. The team also intends to identify faulty meters and initiate replacement orders where appropriate.
We are trying to conscientize our customers that we don't have enough meter readers. And actually the billing process that ECG has been running is quite unsustainable. What we are trying to do is establish a certain pattern. If the customer is satisfied with that range of bills that they pay, they should expect to pay the same amount every month until such a time that a meter reader comes. And we are giving ourselves every 3 months at least. There are some who would see meter readers every month regardless, but at least every 3 months a meter reader would come.
The ECG, by this exercise, will in the long run identify and regularize uncaptured meters and rectify anomalies. Judith Brown, TV3 News.
In more news this morning, acting CEO of Universal Merchant Bank, Samuel Sechi Hyde, is confident in improving the bank's fortunes as he assumes his new office. His comments follow the recent announcement by the board of the Universal Merchant Bank of his appointment to the top job. Michael Ogbodu has the rest of the story in this report.
Samuel Sechi Hyde, a prominent banker with nearly 3 decades of experience, has emerged as a key figure in the financial industry. He brings a wealth of knowledge and expertise, having previously held the position of Chief Executive Officer at UniCredit Ghana Limited and more recently, since 2019, serving as the General Manager of Consumer Banking at UMB.
I think it's a great responsibility from where I was to this new position. I was the General Manager for Consumer Banking, managing a department, and now you've been given the responsibility to manage a whole bank.
Under his leadership in the latter role, he is credited with a remarkable achievement, turning the consumer banking division of the bank profitable for the first time in a decade.
Based on my experience and ability to work with teams to get results, we decided to put together a few strategies that saw an increase in productivity, and through that we've been able to get the consumer banking into profitability. Based on these, I believe that together with the team I'm going to manage, we should be able to turn our good brand, UMB, into making profits.
Sechi Hyde steps into this leadership role at a challenging time for financial institutions in Ghana, with the impact of the domestic debt exchange program and challenging economic conditions affecting the industry. However, he is confident in his ability to improve the company's fortunes and navigate these challenging times.
I hope to bring my 25 years experience to bear to lead the great team at UMB to enhance productivity, which would bring about profitability that will meet both stakeholders and shareholders.
Well, on that financial note, we end today's edition of the Morning News. For more news updates, if you want to log on to our website, it's 3news.com. My name is Josh Quinn. In a world where you can be anything, just be kind. It costs nothing to be kind. Thanks for watching. Enjoy your morning.